Hey y'all, welcome back.
It's Wednesday, so you know
We're winging it.
This week, we're talking about our new podcast. Yes, our podcast is live. We're having a ball with it. We're going to give you all the details, so stay tuned. Okay, if you're new to our channel, let's quickly review the rules of Wingin' It. We set the timer on my phone for 10 minutes. We talk about the topic. When the timer goes off, we wrap things up. This is completely unedited, unscripted, and you get what you get. So, 10 minutes on the clock. We're winging
it.
Yes, you know, a few weeks ago we announced that we were going to be launching a podcast this year, and now it is up. We've got our intro to it, plus 2 episodes. We're doing them every week. We're so excited.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. We're learning. What's crazy about it is I get more nervous doing this podcast thing than I do doing YouTube videos. It's kind of weird. I mean, but we're getting used to it. Stacy's a pro at it. I don't
know about that, but I think I am a little more comfortable with it. I don't know why, but it is funny because it feels like a whole different thing. You know, we've gotten used to talking to the camera and sharing things this way through video, but putting on the headset and just talking, it's a little bit different.
Well, I mean, for those tuning in here that don't know what a podcast is, why don't you give them a 101?
Sure. Real quick, a podcast is basically something that you listen to. Think of radio, right? So
like a radio show.
Exactly. It's like a radio show. We're sharing content that's different from what we're sharing here on YouTube. We're doing it in a weekly manner, but there's no video to it. It's only audio. So we like to listen to podcasts when we're driving. I like to listen to them when I'm working, you know, on the computer, when I'm doing the web stuff or whatever. I can have a podcast in my head. Some folks like to listen when they're doing house cleaning or yard work or things like that. So we've been listening to podcasts for a lot of years now. And, you know, in the last few months, we started thinking about maybe doing one ourselves. We had some folks ask about it. And so that's what we're doing.
Well, I really enjoy listening to podcasts when we're on the road. It helps time pass, and we can learn things while we're on the road. I mean, we listen to a lot of different RV podcasts, and then others that aren't RV podcasts. We like to listen to those as well. So that's why we started thinking about it, and then others asked us about it. So we thought, why not? You know, we went out there and we got us the equipment to do it, and we've learned that. That took a little bit of time to learn it, and we're still learning it. I mean, this process is almost like YouTube. You know, you continually learn, and hopefully you continually get better. You know, that's the goal.
Exactly. So where can you find our podcast? Well, now that it's live, you can always listen on our website, rvtexasyall.com. We have a podcast section, and right now on our homepage, you're able to access our first, I'll say 2.5 episodes, because our trailer, our intro
is a small
real short,
episode, but it tells you what's coming up,
what to expect, and then we've got 2 full episodes that we've done. And so you can find those from our homepage of our website. And I'm in the process right now of changing the buttons on our website so that they will be a podcast button. So it'll make it even easier to get to. So you'll be able to listen to all of our episodes there. We also, each episode has its own page on the website where we will link to things that we talk about in that episode, because that is the one thing that's very different about a podcast, is you're often doing other things maybe while you're listening to it, so you're not necessarily sitting at your computer where it's easy to get to things, but you can always go back later, and we'll put all the links to things that we've talked about, whether it's something that we've written about or another video that we've done or somebody else. If we talk about a particular location, for example, we'll include links to that.
Yeah, and of course our podcasts are going to be about the RV lifestyle, but a couple of things. One, in every one that we've done, Stacy gives some kind of Texas history lesson or about the state parks or something.
We're calling it a Texas tidbit.
Yep. And then this last, which was episode 2, we started a new series that I'm going to be doing, which is the ABCs of RVing. We hinted this well over a year ago, a couple of years ago, that we wanted to do this. Ever since we took the classes in Athens, we thought that would be neat to do the ABCs of RVing. And in episode 2, we started it. Our first one is on amps and the difference between a 30 and 50 amp unit. You ought to listen to it. You might be surprised.
And so the Texas tidbits so far, just to, in case you haven't heard the podcast, in episode 1, I talked about BLM land in Texas.
What?
Yeah. And on the second one, it was the birth of the Texas state parks, which if you watch our channel, you know that's near and dear to our hearts.
And it's a pretty fascinating story.
I did a little more research. In fact, I did quite a bit more research than I'd ever done before on that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And and then we always also have a main kind of topic that we talk about. And that will be different every week. And this is where we would love y'all's help also.
Yeah.
If you've got particular subjects, ideas, things you'd like us to talk about, we'd love to hear about them. We always look for ideas for Wingin' It's as well. But we are definitely in search of ideas of things y'all might be interested in hearing about on the podcast.
We're also going to bring you some RV insiders. We haven't had one yet, but that is coming up. So like maybe salespeople in the industry, RV dealers, owners of RV dealerships, people
who own RV resorts.
Yeah, that own RV resorts. Those interviews are coming. We love interviewing folks. We love doing, a lot of this is a lot like Winging It.
It is.
Because we're on our main segment's like a Winging It. When we talk, we just wing it. And when we interview people, we're going to be winging it. Just like a Winging It with friends, that's what those segments will be. So, and what's crazy is, like I said, talking to you right here, it's a lot easier for me to do than having a headset on and talking. I've got to get used to it. I'm not as comfortable as she is. I don't know why.
So that's kind of what you can expect. You can, like we said, always find it on our website. But you also, if you already listen to podcasts and you have a special, a favorite network or platform, I guess, that you like to listen, we're trying to get to as many of those platforms as we can, so we'd love your help with that as well. Right now you can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon Music /Audible. We are in Stitcher and Spreaker.
Did you say Spotify?
Spotify, we're there also, and Breaker. And so if you go to wherever you normally listen to podcasts, if you search for us, RV Texas Y'all Podcast is how it's listed. And if you find us, if you please hit that subscribe button, we'd appreciate it. And if you like what you hear and your network gives you the opportunity to give a rating or a review, we'd love that as well. That really helps us. But if you go and you don't find us, please let us know so that we can submit to those directories as well. There are so many different directories.
We've submitted to at least 11 or 12
20,
or 13, 20, who knows. But some of them pick it up automatically. So, because we put it out on the feed,
right,
and many of these pick it up automatically.
And some of them require that you be active for a certain number of weeks before, like Pandora. We've applied to Pandora, but they, I think, require you to be an active podcast for a certain period of time before they'll include us in the directory. So we'll see, but we would love your help with that also if you are already into podcasts, and we'd love to make sure that we are where you like to listen.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this is a really exciting new project for us. It will not impact our YouTube videos. We're still going to be doing our Wingin' It Wednesdays and our Sunday travel videos and park videos and tip videos and cooking and all of that.
We do have some exciting stuff coming out too.
Holy
Let me tell you,
y'all.
We've got a lot going on, and everybody's going to be informed here real soon. But we're really excited.
Lot coming up, but this is something that we are adding to our weekly schedule as our podcast. So we're also including that every week in our newsletter. So we send out a newsletter every Monday morning from our website, rvtexasyall.com. And if you're not already signed up with that and you'd like an easy way to have stuff just show up in your inbox every week, we'd encourage you to sign up for that. Oh my gosh.
That went fast.
That went fast. Holy cow. But yes, lots of exciting stuff coming up. Would love to have y'all join us for the podcast, and we would really love to hear if you've been listening to it or you go ahead and listen to it now. What do you think of it?
Yeah, yes. What do you think about it? And, you know, we have
new neighbors.
New neighbors. But we've heard that a lot of people are listening to our podcast for the first time, that they've never listened to podcasts before. Let us know what you think if you're one of those new listeners, and we hope we can make it exciting for you or give you some new content.
And on that, if you are new to podcasts, on our episode 0, which was our introduction, which you can find on our website, we talk more about what podcasts are, and we also list some of our favorite podcasts that we've listened to for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to kind of build up your podcast library and dip your toe in and see if you're going to enjoy that type of content, maybe that's some places to get you started.
RVTexasyall.com to
and
find
I'll link
that.
it in the description. All right, we will wrap it up. We'll see you on Sunday. Keep on winging it. Thanks for joining us. Love you guys. Safe travels.
And happy camping.
Bye.
Bye.